What was the most significant technological invention of your childhood?
Technological invention, childhood. It's not an invention, but I would say the space age. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I believe it was 1968, so I was 8 years old. So to put a man on the moon, because they were really just, you would see all the different flights that would take off. Some didn't work out well. Actually, a couple of people, astronauts died. But I would say the space age started at that particular time. So, and then they capped off with a man on the moon. So I can remember watching that on TV, and they're showing the astronaut, I forget which, was walking on the moon. So I would say that was the biggest thing of my childhood.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the most significant technological invention of your childhood?
I would say probably the internet. Yeah.
Okay. How did that invention affect or change your childhood?
Well, it got me interested in just computers in general. So I was able to start looking online how to take things apart, how to build my own computer and learn about just how computers work and how electronics work and everything like that.
Nice. How far has technology come since then?
Well, I mean, the internet's still around. It's a lot faster now.
Right.
It's available a lot more on our phones. You know, we can get to it a lot easier, access to it a lot easier. So it's, considering went from, you know, a big computer sitting on my desk at home with a telephone wire going into it,
right,
and dialing up into it, which you probably don't even know that much about.
Yeah.
But now it's, you know, I can find anything I want on my phone. So literally any question I have, I can just ask my phone. So it's a big leap.
Okay, Mr. Seahorse, what was the most significant technological invention of your childhood?
My childhood? I'd have to say probably computers and the internet.
How did that invention affect and change your childhood?
I mean, you were able to find information so much quicker. You could Google anything. AIM, which you guys probably don't know, like direct messaging, was a huge challenge. Used to, because cell phones didn't really exist when I was in middle school. Used to run home from school and get on AIM and chat up with all your friends.
So how has that changed since then? Like, how's technology changed?
Well,
For you?
I know AIM doesn't really exist anymore. People go on like Facebook and Twitter and that type of stuff. But I think in schools, computers are used a lot in lessons and being able to do papers and that a lot easier. And I know as a professional, I actually took online classes in college, which I would highly recommend. A lot nicer than in-person classes.
So, what technological advancement do you think has had the greatest impact on our society?
Personally, I think a cell phone, because anybody can make a video, post it online. They can be a reporter. They can be a writer. Anybody can do anything now, and also learn anything. So you don't have to have a book to learn something, and you don't have to have the internet. In some cases, sitting on your desk at home, you can just use a phone that's pretty cheap. You get at Walmart for $20 a month or whatever. So I think it's allowing everybody to learn anything now. So anybody has a question, they don't have to rely on a professor or a teacher to tell them. They can look it up themselves, which helps helps society become better, but also it helps them become a better person.
Yeah, it's come pretty far since then.
Yeah, pretty far.
Probably still go back to computers. Probably good, just the calculations, no matter what you use it for, you know, whether it's science, you know, look at all what computers have done. And look, I mean, whether you're dealing with science, math, business, the ability to process information, the ability to, you know, in surgeries, you know, they're looking inside of the, you know, through the use of computers. They use them through surgery. So I would say, you know, I would say the computers are the biggest technological, whatever. I mean, it's not a discovery, but impact of all time. The ability to use it in every single thing that we do. Cars, medicine, science, math ability to compute these computations that would take years to do, okay, that we can do it now in a short period of time. So I would say that's going to be the big one.
So, what technological advancement do you think has had the greatest impact on our society? Like throughout all time.
Throughout all time? Well, I would say of all time, probably one of them would probably be the printing press, just because they were able to print materials like newspapers and books. I would say most recently you'd have to go with either the computer or the cell phone, like the smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone, so you're connected 24/7 nowadays with a smartphone.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks. I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yo, PT, what's crack-a-lackin'? I'm here today to do some APUSH rapping, so listen closely, feel comfortable to sit, because I'm warning you, it's about to get lit. First we'll start off with period 1. It goes from 1607 back to 1491. The Native Americans used spears and weapons, but it doesn't compare to the guns brought by the Europeans. Second, we're bringing it to period 2, lots of rails and steam for me and you. All this technology makes me want to scream, but you know they can't hear me when I'm in my submarine. We got my boy Ben Franklin with the lightning rod, he also built a stove, you might as well call him a god. And did you hear newspapers just hit the streets? I guess the 17th century was pretty neat. Look out, period 3 is plowing through.
No, actually, it's the iron plow.
I know you've all heard of King Cotton. Well, cotton gins are everywhere, cause the South's got 'em. I found this brand new craze that's sweeping the nation. That's right, ladies, it's called vaccinations. So much stuff to end period 3, this marks the beginning of the 19th century. Period 4 is one to gloat. I can guarantee it'll float your steamboat. We have the first sewing machine and electric motor, and don't get me started on the new lawn mower. It's loco, oh right, like the locomotive, we can take you on a trip while you're taking a sip. Of the first bottled soda, you can save it for later, and your brand spanking new refrigerator. Knock knock, who's there? Oh, it's period 5. That's the time in which the United States invented barbed wire. Man, I can't handle spitting all this fire like the revolving machine gun. I ain't no liar. Ring ring, it's my wife on this new device. It's called a telephone, and I think it's quite nice. Inventors are developing all kinds of new gadgets. The vacuum cleaner, which I use to clean up my bad habits. Habitually, I'm rhyming all the time. My lyrics are so hot and drove like the electric stove. That's right. It's electricity. 24 carats now, that's my bling. Don't you know period 6 has the Gilded Age rising? Everything seems so beautiful and shining, but on the inside is corrupt, rotten, and lying. The East Coast is kind of getting old. The West is where it's at, and where there's money, there's gold. Slavery is over, but you could still get sold. Instead, brighten your day with a fluorescent light bulb. It's time to get progressive with period 7, because it's time for the first helicopter to get revving. We could take a trip through the bright blue sky and gaze at new airplanes as they fly by. They see me roll in my new Model T, come along with me. We could go watch a movie on my brand new TV. This song is kind of getting really long, so let's finish it off with the atomic bomb.